welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad and the Kaiju. We're your hosts Mark and Sam. Today we're talking about Godzilla Vs Destoroyah.
Yeah.
Pretty fun film, this.
Yeah.
This is the last of the Heisei run. I finally learned how to pronounce it properly.
Yes,
After only 6 movies, I finally... Heisei. And the next one's even easier, isn't it? Is it the Millennium series? I can remember that. Heisei. Well, do you want to take this one?
Okay. Well, it starts off with Godzilla attacking Shanghai, I think it is.
Yes.
Which is a change from this usual. But
yeah, it's all right how they do this. They kind of do a bit of front screen Shanghai and back rear projection Godzilla smashing things out, and it kind of works. It looks cool. Yeah, sorry, go.
But the big thing is he's now glowing. He's got this big red sort of aura about him, and he's like covered in these veins of glowing red stuff. And it's revealed that his body is going nuclear. It's ran out of its own internal coolant, or it's become overpowered by the by the fight with
Space Godzilla.
Yeah. It also destroyed the island from the previous one, apparently.
Yeah.
But he goes on a bit of a rampage and then sort of just walks away, as he usually does, I admit.
Right.
That's when after that we get a load of character introductions. Miki from the previous 5, I think, is now looking for baby Godzilla.
Yeah.
Because he's disappeared after the destruction of the island.
I can't remember the sequence of events. I really enjoyed this film, but I have a bit of trouble with the sequence of events, actually. I know Godzilla's wandering around red and kind of... They freeze him for a bit, or they cool him down a little, don't they?
A new weapon called the Super X3, which is a sort of continuation of the ones from the Return of Godzilla and Godzilla vs. Biollante.
Yeah, it's like it's a plane, isn't it? Yeah. But it's a big, thick thing. It's almost... It's not quite as thick as Thunderbirds 2, but it's that kind of getting thicker and bigger and bulkier.
Yeah.
SX3, isn't it? The SX3, Super X3.
Now, while this is going on, there's been a discovery of something called micro-oxygen.
Yeah, which is a reprise back to the first one, isn't it?
Yeah, the oxygen destroyer.
Yeah.
And it turns out that the original oxygen destroyer has caused a mutation of these weird Precambrian-like crab things.
Well, wasn't it the microorganisms that then became the crab things, or am I...
it was
microorganisms. I'm not sure. Well, whatever.
I think it's an allusion to the fact that Godzilla's made by nukes. Godzilla's made by a super weapon. A new super weapon is made to kill Godzilla, and that new super weapon causes another monster.
Yeah, it's very ecological. Yeah. Consequences, you see. Consequences. Yeah, they're weird. Look, they're very. This is as close as I think as anything in the Godzilla canon to Lovecraft. They got a kind of elder gods,
vibe
to them, haven't they? They're crab-like. They got a weird puckered chest thing that's kind of diaphragm.
Yeah, it's
a sphincter or something. Yeah. It's weird. Let's do. And they're very odd, and they've also got a touch of the alien and a touch of the predator about them.
Yeah, because they've got like big sort of opening parts as well as a second mouth.
Yeah, and a bit like the alien queen in the head department. There's like a big solid crest around its heads, I should say. There's a few of them, isn't there? Well, there's one big one, but then we see lots of little ones near the beginning. There is an attack near the beginning. It was very cool.
Yeah,
with the soldiers fighting them a bit like aliens.
Yeah,
they're machine gunning them down. They're big enough to fight 1-to-1 rather than they're not. They're what 10 foot, 15 foot tall. They're not massive. But the soldiers kind of get wiped out, don't they? In the main, I'm never sure. Wasn't sure if it was clear that only one survived or what.
No, they don't. They're not able to kill them all. They just sort of drive them off.
Yeah, because the little ones reappear later, don't they? But there is one big one.
They reappear later, bigger. big as tanks. Sort of.
Yes, they do. Yeah, and apparently it says on IMDb the bit where they appear later is that they're actually their toys. You know, the toys intended to sell in the toy shops are actually the toys being used in the film. How about that?
That's great.
Yeah. And it kind of looks like that. But some of it looks really good. I really thought this was quite good. Godzilla, again, looks slightly different, more so that he was red. Bits of him were red. Cool. There was some really cool stuff, like steam was coming out of Godzilla through some of the cracks in his skin. Constantly. Really well done, that. Really impressed. And in this one, Little Godzilla, or Godzilla Jr., is am I jumping the gun here a bit? No. Well, he appears later, but he kind of... That looks good too. He looks like the original Godzilla.
Yeah, he does look...
Whereas the current Godzilla in this version is like got loads of... He's like an old warrior, you know. He's got a really thick skin and sort of growths on his face and stuff like that. And his spines have got bigger and bigger. This one, Little Godzilla in this Godzilla Jr. He's called in this. He's got barely any spines, but he's still got a bit of power, hasn't he? Still got a bit of power. So all this. Where did you get to? We got to
the army fighting tank-sized destroyers.
Yeah, but that's kind of almost a subplot. It doesn't feed into the main plot till quite a bit later, does it?
Yeah.
It kind of. Then we focus on Godzilla.
Yeah, we focus on Godzilla for a bit because it's revealed that if he hits a certain temperature, he's gonna become hot enough to melt through the surface of the Earth and cause,
destroy the Earth, pretty much. Yes, it's going to China syndrome it up. And they keep showing computer simulations of it there, which are kind of cool. They're in a 90s CGI way, but they're pretty cool. They kind of remind me a bit of the CGI used in Wrath of Khan when they're showing the Genesis device, but a little better than that because this was like 10 years after. It's kind of cool. Godzilla then starts...
He starts following baby Godzilla, they figure out.
Yeah. And then, doesn't he get to stomp in Tokyo at this point?
Yeah, he stomps around Tokyo for a bit and has a bit of a fight with the Super X3, which manages to cool him down a bit. Again,
they keep trying to cool him down, don't they? Yeah. It gives them 6-hour periods where he's not near destruction. It's kind of an ice ray. They call it a laser, freezing laser.
Maser.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
It's one of those things.
But it's kind of like Mr. Freeze's gun.
Yeah.
A bit larger. But eventually, a very large destroyer appears, doesn't it?
Destroyer
is massive.
A smaller form of Baby Godzilla, of Destroyer and Baby Godzilla fight for a while.
Oh.
Baby Godzilla kicks him about for a bit.
Yeah.
Knocks him into a power plant of some form. And there's this huge burst of flames. It's suddenly nighttime, and Destroyer, in his final form, comes out, and he looks kind of like the devil.
It's very weird looking. He's massive as well. He's not as big as Biollante, I don't think.
No,
he's pretty big, and he's got all these. He's slightly different as well.
Yeah,
he's got a thicker thorax. He's a bit more insectile, maybe.
No, he's a bit less insect. He looks
a bit more
like
lobstery.
Godzilla.
Oh, okay,
a bit more like a.
Got lots of spikes on every surface it appears like. And there's a big fight then. I can't remember the sequence. There's a massive fight in this.
Yeah.
And the plane sometimes gets involved, doesn't it? Especially when Godzilla's kind of left. There were some quite interesting creative decisions made in this. We get a sequence, for example, where Godzilla's been shot or they're trying to shoot up Godzilla to the sound in kind of slow motion with an opera.
Yeah.
Orchestral opera. I really thought it was good.
He's hit like critical mass. He's going to melt through the planet, and they have to cool him down. So they've like set up a few hundred tanks. With these ice bullets or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're all just like bombarding Godzilla with it.
Yeah, the other interesting thing I found about the film is they did show shots from the original film, didn't they?
Yeah.
And one of the characters was the son of the Doctor.
Yeah.
Who came out with the Oxygen Destroyer. So that was kind of interesting to see. That was a nice callback.
I think he was the grandson of...
Of Kanbei. So I know. Isn't he the one that created the oxygen?
No, Serizawa was the one.
My mistake. He was the the other doctors in the original. Sorry, my mistake. Not the guy that created the oxygen destroyer, but one of the fellow scientists, kind of. Not is this? Oh, I can't remember. But the son's involved. We get the psychic lady with the big ears.
Yeah,
Miki.
Miki.
She's been in pretty much all of them, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Since the one after Biollante, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, whenever there's been a little Godzilla, she's been in it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
She makes her appearance. She's fine. But basically, the destroyed Godzilla stuff's really kind of cool. A little Godzilla gets involved too, doesn't he?
He gets killed.
Yeah, that's nasty. Basically, he does a body slam. Destroyed does a body slam on him, but Destroyer's full of these spikes all over his chest.
That's the first time he gets him. Then in his final form, flies past, grabs baby Godzilla, flies up in the air and just drops him.
Yeah, that's grim. And then Godzilla, who's a bit down for the count at this point, realizes what's happened to Godzilla Jr. and goes full Godzilla, doesn't he? Goes full Godzilla. So that's kind of interesting.
Ellen Ripley has nothing on Godzilla.
Yeah, it was a great creature design in this. Yeah. Godzilla is always kind of cool, but in this one, there's a couple of the early films he's a bit ropey, but these Heisei ones are pretty solid, and this one gets better and better. You know, with the steam coming out of it, the ice all over him, and he's still kind of fighting through. It's kind of cool. And
then Godzilla dies.
Yes,
because he's melting down, but he's being cooled, but he's still melting, literally.
Yeah, there's something about Destroyer. Destroyer weirdly introduces micro oxygen into things, doesn't it, or something like that. So, and so we see Godzilla die, but he does something. Godzilla Junior is kind of dead, but Godzilla goes to him and breathes red stuff into him.
Yeah.
Near the end, doesn't he? But Junior just lies there. But it was kind of reminiscent of that one where Rodan revived Godzilla by laying on him and sort of fading. It's kind of reminiscent of that. And then we get kind of a weird shot of Godzilla in silhouette with loads of lights flashing behind him, which is cool again. I liked, which I think is just an artistic representation of Godzilla because he's supposed to be dead at this point.
Yeah. Though it could have been Godzilla Jr.
It could have been.
He's fully mutated into the new Godzilla.
Yeah, it's passing the torch, really. And then we see some shots from the original 50s film again. Yeah. Good film. Really solid. Really enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
I'm glad that this is the last in the Heisei. I'm glad it went out with a bang rather than... I didn't like the Space Godzilla one that much. You liked it, didn't you? But I just couldn't get on with it. It was okay. It wasn't terrible. I just didn't like it. The non-Godzilla stuff was kind of a bit irritating, and the action stuff was a bit too repetitive. In this, it was varied enough that it kept my interest all the time. Didn't get bored at all. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so
not much to say really about that. No. Okay, what would you give this one out of 10?
I'd give it about an 8.
Yeah, I'm somewhere vacillating between a 7 and an 8, really. I'm going to... The thing is, I really liked it, but I also really liked some of the earlier ones that I also gave a 7 to. So, no, I'm going to give it an 8, actually. I'll give it an 8. I really enjoyed it. So, I think next time we're starting some of the 90s Gamera movies, which have you watched, or do you just know?
No, I've heard about them being pretty good.
They're supposed to be significantly better than the early ones. The early ones were quite dreadful, really. Though having said that, I still remember us definitely the first and second one pretty distinctly because there was some disturbing stuff in it, really. Yeah. So I'm not on the fence. I'm okay with watching some Gamera, but I wouldn't be too surprised if I find them terrible. But I'm hoping that they'll be better than that. So we'll see. All right then. So bye from me.
Bye.